Welcome back, guys. We are with the one and only Julia Lynn official, also known as the Dime Piece. I hope she takes it easy on me. The last episode, she got a little bit feisty, so if you watch that one, the Dime Piece in her really came out. Anyway, we're talking about this pandemic and maybe some things that we learned in this crazy time that we're in. So before we begin, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Victim to Victor, Nick Santanastasso. Pick it up. It's an Amazon bestseller. He shares the stage with Tony Robbins. Solid guy, and really well worth the read. You're going to learn something from it. But what did you learn from this pandemic? Did you learn anything about yourself, about the world that maybe you didn't see before?
I mean, definitely for me personally, I took a lot of this time for reflection on my mental health because I personally deal with a lot of anxiety. And I deal with mental health issues. And one thing that I've learned is I need to be able to focus on my own personal health and growth before I can focus on anybody else.
Right.
And basically taking the time to relearn to love myself. Because if you can't love yourself, you can't love other people.
No doubt.
And me being a hairdresser, I've had a lot of people reaching out to me. It's like, oh, I miss you. I need my haircut. I'm like, I know, but I don't want to, risk anything just in case. But so there's that. And a lot of the things with small businesses. I have a lot of friends that have their own restaurants, personal businesses, and a lot of them are struggling right now. Mm-hmm. And it's times like this where I realize that, like, at least up in Erie where I live, the community can really come together and spread this love that they have for each other. And I didn't realize, because there's a lot of selfishness out in the world that I see where it's always me first. I'm going to focus on me. But whenever it comes time for like the nitty gritty, it's almost like a town pride that they have for like the small businesses where it's like, I need help. Like this one business was doing very, very poorly. And it's like, look, if we don't meet our marker by today, like we're going to have to close our doors permanently. As soon as that one post got made on Facebook, like there was a whole like giant, like there's a giant group Facebook page for like the restaurants and businesses like that. As soon as one person posted about it,
wow,
the whole community just went for it. Like the shop that I work at, there's a Chinese restaurant next door to it. It reopened yesterday. They got so overwhelmed with people, they had to cancel 50 orders because they ran out of food. They had a record-breaking day. And that, I'll tell you what, it's the fact that in these hard times, yeah, there's a lot of selfishness, but there is a lot of love in community. And when people need to come together, they can.
Yeah, it does show you that there's a strength in, okay, when people were having a hard go of it, some people really come out of the woodwork and and chip in.
Oh, yeah. And like, I know for me being a hairdresser, I can't work right now. I also work at a bar. I can't work right now. The wrestling, I can't work right now. So I'm trying to think, like, what can I do to help not only myself, but other people? Not just look like working wise, but feeling good wise. Mm-hmm. And that's why when Nikki reached out to me about RockstarsDream girl stuff and like the lingerie, I really like the concept of it. And I'll tell you what, like it's seriously some of the best lingerie I've ever worn in my life. It's so comfortable and it's a lot less expensive than that Victoria's Secret stuff.
For your dream girl.
Yeah.
Or if you're looking to become a dream girl just like her, reach out to her and she'll guide you in the right way.
Yeah, I've got a link on my Instagram page. I'll hook you up. If you have any questions, let me know. But one thing that, like I said, with the community bonding together, like a lot of people are seeing that I'm doing this and they're wanting to support me and help me.
Amazing.
So that's one of the big things. It's like in such a hard time, people are willing to come together. And for a while, like I said, I felt like the world was being very selfish, me first. Like, I'm only going to focus on what I can do for me. But that's what I like about the small business stuff. It's like, okay, I need your help. Okay, let's go help.
Amazing. Yeah. What I'm starting to see is same thing. So many small businesses are going out right now. A lot of people who I know are multimillionaires doing really well with their business. This happened and it's gone. Their business is gone. Now they're moving on to something else. I think that this gives you a little bit of maybe it's a God-given time for reflection of, okay, where are my weaknesses and what could I do better if this ever happens again?
Oh yeah, and setting game plans for yourself, setting goals. It's like I know for me in the hair business, like I'm setting goals for myself. Like not just for me because I'm a salon manager. What can I do for myself? What can I do for my salon team? Like my salon, what can I do for my district, the company? Like I've set personal goals for myself and the girls, and I'm checking in to make sure that they're okay. But I'll tell you what, like now is the time to sit back, think about the goals that you want to achieve. Like gyms are closed right now, but that shouldn't stop you from working out at home. Like
Boy, is that tough though.
Oh, I know. It's not the same. It's not the same. But you can still work out at home and still get that workout in. Read a book. Reading books like that one. It's such. It takes you to another world. It can definitely help with your mentality. There was this one book that I read when I was going through a really anxious spot. It's called "You Are a Badass."
Jen Sincero.
Oh my gosh. That was like a light switch for my brain. I was in a really hard time mentally, and I was just reading that, and I'm like, I can really relate to this. Read a book. It really will help you mentally. Like anybody that struggles with mental health issues, also don't be afraid. Like there are counselors out there. Please reach out to somebody if you're having a hard time. Mental health is a big thing.
Do you think that this was almost like a pause that you needed, almost to say, like, am I on the right path? Am I becoming the person I want to become?
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to see that with my business and everything, and it kind of was like, oh my God, this is sort of like the gates were open. I can pivot. I can start to morph, or I could start to rethink of how I want to really go forward from this point. It almost is like a chapter ending and a chapter beginning.
It's like a rebirth.
It really is.
It's a rebirth. Like you can ask anybody who knows me personally. I am a person that is always on the go. I'm a person that's always liked to work. I always like to, whenever I'm working on something, I always like to be proud of what comes out of the end result. Whether it's selling something, whether it's doing hair, whether it's the wrestling. I mean, literally, I'm a very prideful person when it comes to my work. And I'm very, very busy. And there was a point where I was like, oh my God, I just need a break from all of this. And I feel like something just happened. I mean, obviously this happened, but it's like, it's literally put a pause on my life so I can sit back, reflect, think about everything that I've done. And I'm like, okay, so I was feeling this sort of way. How can I make myself better so I'm not as stressed out? Like what other way can I approach this so that I can still do these, achieve my goals, and not be as stressed out over things?
Yeah, because whenever the gates get open again and you go back to normalcy, which is going to be
whatever normal is.
Yeah, there's going to be a ramping up period, but when it goes back to that, there's almost going to be something in your brain that says, oh man, I wish I could just have that break for a week again. Like, you're almost going to say, like, I hope I made the most of that. I think that's probably the thing that's inside of me that's kind of keeping me up at night is that, am I making the most of this? Am I capitalizing on this opportunity? Because I know where there's chaos, there's opportunity in every business. And right now, if you don't capitalize on this freedom, this pathway that's been opened up, because there are a lot of people out of business. They're going to be, and it's sad to say that.
It's heartbreaking.
There's a lot of noise that's going to go away whenever life comes back, whenever the business opens up again. So I think that if you find out what your weaknesses are, you can have the time now to say, okay, I need to make this to get to this level or to become this person. And, I think that people are saying what you're seeing, where they're coming together. There's definitely more unity than people are letting on through the media.
Oh yeah. Media is not sharing it at all. It's all friends of friends of friends that you see all the positive sharing. Like
great way to put it.
One of the I was watching Some Good News with John Krasinski.
Oh man, is that good?
Oh my gosh. There was a point where he treated a whole bunch of nurses and doctors from the one hospital that were in like the emergency department got them lunch, took them to a baseball field because it was like, I think it was baseball opening day. And they threw out the first pitch of the first official baseball season.
Wow.
And like while they were talking to the doctors and the nurses of each different area, they were saying like how many people are getting better. It's not, oh, we have this new, like this number of new cases. They're talking about the people that are getting better. And that's something that
Wow. You don't see that.
No. And that's something that I really wish the media would share more. I mean, yeah, you do see it every so often. But the thing is, they have been portraying so much negative that this is a time where, this is what I was saying about like the community coming together, where we're all tired of hearing this negative, where we're all spreading good news. And that's why I really like the John Krasinski stuff that he's been doing.
Hilarious. And it's brilliant.
Like the guys here, like he said that he did like the virtual prom.
Yeah.
So it was the same thing with his, like where there are seniors that can't go to their senior prom. And I know for me, like that was a big deal. And
That'd be so sad.
It was heartbreaking because it's like a lot of these kids that don't get to have those memories. So instead they have to do it this way. But that's why I'm saying like these podcasts that are doing the virtual proms, it's definitely a year to remember, that's for sure. But the fact that they're coming together to make a positive out of something so negative.
Wow. Yeah, hopefully the world wakes up to all this negativity and says, okay, all right, so as the media is only putting out negativity, something's got to be done with that. So maybe that changes, maybe it doesn't. I think a lot of people like you are waking up to this, that they're seeing it. Oh, why are they only putting it out there in this way? Because there is a lot of good that's happening.
I mean, there are the people that are getting sick. Yes, there are. But I just wish that they would talk about the people that are getting better.
Yeah, I agree. So guys out there, if you're watching this, what did you learn about yourself, about the world, maybe about certain things in your life that you didn't see prior to the pandemic? So if you can put it down below in the YouTube channel or on our podcast or even on Instagram, we'd love to hear from you. So that might give us some ideas for the next podcast, or maybe even have you on if it's really enlightening. Keep living the dream. We'll see you next time.